Good evening. It's evening now from these allotments because it's a bit late in the day to be starting this. Oh, that sun's just going to bleed out there, isn't it? Right, that wasn't such a good idea, was it? But you get the general idea. It's late in the day. Part 2 of the compost series with Seaweed and updates on the hot compost. I did promise you that last time. Will happen in this video. First of all, I'm going to turn you around to what I'm up to today. Right then, so enough of my ugly face. Today is Seaweed again, and this time it's going to be based around the need to produce compost, seed-free compost in the spring. This is bracken, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to really sift out the finer bracken from this, and I'm going to mix it 50-50 with the seaweed. And I'm really glad to say that this batch I left for a different trial is mostly bladderwrack, and I'd prefer bladderwrack anyway. So there is a second batch of compost, and that has come from my leaf mold pile. Look at that scrappy place. But it works, because out of there has come 1 year of leaf mold. It's not, it's not totally gone. It's certainly not finished, but I'm hoping that if I mix it with seaweed now in just an ordinary dustbin that has seen better days, with plenty of place for the moisture to come out, of course, this should finish its work and become compost with the seaweed by spring. And the sole aim of this is to be potting compost in the spring, or even seed compost. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how good this turns out, or how much of a failure it is. If not, it's planned for next year. But the point I want to make, this and seaweed and bracken are all relatively seed free. Now, in one of my other videos I showed you how to make seed compost or potting compost from this lovely stuff. This is wood chips that's at least 2 years old, at the very least probably 3 years old, and you see how beautiful that is as well. You have to refer back to my other videos, and I'll show you what the membrane meant. It's really degenerated now, so probably the end days for that one, but that membrane's been down for 9 years, so not too bad. Now you'll see there's a lot of weeds in this. That will tell you everything you need to know about the seed content within this stuff. Despite it being absolutely lovely, perfect for compost, it's not seed free for sowing seeds into, and it caused me a bit of problems this year, really, to be honest with you. I can microwave it, as I'll show you in that other video. I'm not going to keep on banging on about the same things again, but I'll link to it down below. Right, fast forward, because you don't want to watch me putting multiple layers and mixing it all up, do you? Nope. So why the rush to make peat-free compost from me when I can just go to the shops and buy it? Well, the UK is transitioning away from peat compost into peat-free. Next year is the last year to actually buy peat compost. I don't like leaving it too late, so I've been trying peat-free compost this year, and it's rubbish. Multiple people have come up with the same suggestion that it's not good enough, not fit for purpose, and I have had multiple crop failures. Just to stop on that little bit there, I just want to add in, at the moment, that little bit, I am adding some mature compost to get the microbiology kick-started in with the rest of the material. So the compost that I've had and bought this year was not good enough. I lost a lot of crops. It stalled. The plants were really rubbish. And as I suggested, I started trying to make my own compost with a fair degree of success, but it's quite tough. I'm not sure I was there, and the weed seeds have really defeated me. So I'm using materials that I know haven't really got a high weed seed content in. Seaweed definitely hasn't. And I'm just trying to see if I can get a blend that I can use in the spring that will be used and successfully so. Here I'm doing the bracken. The small sieve didn't work, so I've just relied on the large sieve material that you see in the wheelbarrow there. It's just a matter of, once again, of layering all the different stuff in, and that's it. What I'm hoping is that both these blends, both the leaf mold seaweed and the bracken seaweed, won't heat up. They may well do, and I have mentioned before that the nutrients held within the seaweed can be blown off by hot composting. Now then, I've tried to find the source of that statement and I can't, in short, but I will try further. It struck me at the time as being from somebody that's rather intelligent, so I'm happy to listen to people that's more intelligent than me or more experienced than me. And it sounds reasonable. I know seaweed's a very delicate blend of nutrients that you don't always get so strongly in other composts or on other compost materials. So yeah, I'm happy enough to believe that, and yeah, I'll stick with that. We'll see. Obviously I'm trying it myself, and if it heats up too much, it may well blow off all the nutrients. In the seed compost, that wouldn't be a total disaster, to be honest with you, because I'm not really intending it to be ultra strong, because as you know, seeds that you're sowing don't really want to go into rigid compost because it helps them germinate and establish well by it not being too nutritious. Once again, there's the compost I'm adding in. A bit late this time. It should have got in, but you know, being old with bad memory, it doesn't always work too well. On goes the top, and that's it, finished. The job's a good one. Right then, so let's acknowledge a bit of a disaster. As I'm indicating there, I made this compost in a bit of a hard pan hollow where I dug out all the soil from the previous compost heap, and the result was I basically put it in a puddle. We had so much rain, this water level rose in where it's sitting, and the water has wicked right up through the pile, and it is now a cold, wet compost heap. So how do I get out of it? Right then, so my original plan was to use this material, the base of a Dalek, to provide good drainage through. But I had second thoughts about it. So I decided to spend a bit more time, and I've completely upgraded my main compost bin. I don't usually have enough material to fill up one of these, but I've dug out the base because there's a bit of a pan that I had formed through my additional size, should we say, and it was basically a puddle. So dug it over so that it would, any moisture would now drain through. I've put some porous soil in there because the soil beneath an active compost heap, when you finished it, is absolutely perfect for crops like tomatoes. So I've put it on 5 times speed now, so really nice and fast, so it shouldn't waste too much of your time. The first mix here is a mixture of grass, bracken and leaves. This stuff that's going in now is 3-year-old wood chip that's very well broken down, that's been previously used on the paths. As I've explained before, I use membrane beneath the wood chip, so it's really easy to remove and reuse in this fashion. It has got weed seeds in it, I know it has, so hence the requirement to get it hot. This load just gone in is the first batch of the wet compost that used within the pile. You know, it'll be absolutely fine. I've got a lot of grass for a change. I'll use that as a main layer ingredient all the way through because it's been so mild in the autumn in the UK here. And yeah, so it carry on building up this pile all the way through. There is a design fault with this compost pile, and that is I didn't think about the front and how we're going to contain all the materials, so it's spilling out a little bit. So when I come to turn it, I'm going to put some sort of front on it. I'm not quite sure what yet, but that'll be interesting, and we'll see how that goes. So in short, all of this lot is just being piled up and up and up, produce a nice thermal mass. I never get enough material like this normally, so that's why I don't particularly use this bin or any normal size compost bin. I find it far easier to build up smaller quantities inside a Dalek, to be honest with you. But this autumn it's given us a bounty. Late in the day now, I'm rushing like mad to try and get done because it's getting darker, and that is the finished pile. I've got to put a roof on it, and I'll cover it with a carpet. The carpet is just to keep it a little bit hot. The aluminium sheet is just to keep the rain out. Pretty obvious, I suppose, really. But there you go. Well, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm knackered.